everyone, welcome back to another video.
We're back.
Hope you guys are all doing good. So just want to start by saying thank you guys for watching the last video. We saw that you guys were obviously more interested in stuff like that. So it shows us the kind of stuff that we should be talking about more.
Yeah, definitely, guys. We really love that. But the thing is, every time we talk about relationship, you guys are always there watching it a lot. So we would like to hear from you guys as well. So leave some comments and let us know what you'd like to know more about, and then we can talk a bit more about that.
Yes, exactly. So today we're going to be talking about friendships.
Friendship.
Our views on friends, being a friend. And then also we're going to talk about what God desires of us to be as a friend.
Yeah.
And what a good friendship is, basically.
Yeah.
So go ahead as usual, ask the questions, and then just give our input and our insights.
Yeah.
All right. So first one, what is your philosophy of friendship? What is your attitude or your guide to being a friend, basically?
Okay. For me, I have a dimension of friends. I have people that I know. Those are people that, for example, you met through a friend and you just see them. When you see them on the street, it's hi, oh, I know that person and stuff like that. And then there are friends, just normal friends that, when you see them, you can talk and you remember all this stuff and you invite them over sometime, you guys chill and stuff like that. And then there are close friends to me. Close friends to me, people that when I go out there with them, like brothers, if people see us, they're like, oh, is that your brother? I never knew you had another brother. But because we're so close to each other, we have that connection that the way we treat each other, everyone thinks that we're siblings, And if it's a girl, it's the same thing. They think you're my sister, And basically that's how I see friendship,
Yeah. So for me, my philosophy of friendship is just be kind to all. Be kind to everyone. But I definitely had to come when you explained to me how you see friends and friendships. It was actually based on a conversation that we had.
Yeah.
I was actually to you, who even are your friends? You know all these people, but who are your actual friends? And then you said to me, not everyone is your friend.
Yeah.
Right? You can be nice to everyone, but doesn't mean that they're all your friends. And then I was like, okay, because, in my head, I'm thinking, if I grew up with you, if you're a family friend, if we've known each other for a long time, I consider you a friend. But it's do you consider me a friend, So I had to kind of really define and understand. And I think your dimension, putting your friends into those layers, I had to be obviously there's close friends that are really close to you. They know a lot about you. You know a lot about them.
Yeah.
There are friends who you know of because of other people. It might be a church or other social groups. And then there are friends who are just acquaintances, friends of friends, people that you know because of other people. And I think putting those categories in place allows you to also create those boundaries for yourself so that you're not putting yourself in positions where you could hurt yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Or expecting things from people that are not even going to be there for you.
It's basically like I was saying, it's like a relationship,
Yeah.
So if I'm giving, and you're not giving back, I'm gonna obviously get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it's the same for you as well.
Yeah. So would you say that you're a good friend?
Yes. Nah, I'm not gonna brag about it. I'm the best friend. Send your resume, guys. I'm always I'm very picky, but make sure your resume is good when you send it.
We're not here to advertise you as a friend. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'll push that aside. But for me, I can't really answer that saying yes because.
But you know,
I can't say I'm a good friend. I can say I'm a right friend from what I do.
Yeah.
From what I do to other people, I will assume that I'm a good friend because I treat people.
Would your friends say that you're a good friend?
But that's what I'm saying.
Your friends say you're a good friend.
But I can't. That's what I mean. I can't say that because I treat people how I would want to be treated, and sometimes I go beyond and do things, even though others don't do it back to me.
Yeah.
I go beyond and do that. some people might take it one way and some might take it another way. The only way to find out if I'm a good friend is to ask my friends.
Yes,
you know,
100%.
if I ask my close friend, "Oh, do you think I'm a good friend?"
Yeah.
If they say yes, then I can say yeah, but I can't say to myself, "Yes, I'm a good friend," even though I am. But yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think like that's actually a good question to ask like your friends. Do you think that I'm a good friend? That would actually like really bring out a lot of answers, you know, as a friend, because sometimes we don't question it. Like, am I a good friend? You know, personally for me, like I think that like I try to be a good friend, but like I know the areas that I lack in. So I know when like there are parts in me that I know I could do better. Like say for example, like I'm the type of friend, I'm not really the initiator. Like here and there, yeah, I will, but most of the time I'm like, I'll wait for our friends to be like, hey guys, let's go out, let's do things. Okay, yeah, bet, let's go. And I'm always ready to go, like I'm ready to, you know, like leave what I'm doing and make time for it. But when it comes to like initiating guys, okay, let's do this, I'm not really like that. So I think I could do better in that. But like, if I need you for something, if I need to text you for a specific reason, I have to have a reason for, you know, why I'm texting you. You know, or if I'm checking up on you, you know, as well, if I feel like I need to check up, I can do that. But yeah, so I think like there are areas that all of us could work on, you know, when it comes to being a friend. So
but
yeah,
definitely with that in mind,
yeah.
Just because you do that doesn't mean you're a bad friend. Like you said, it's just who you are.
Yeah.
But it's also something you need to work on.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, you know how you have a partner, and you know your partner likes something or they feel a certain way when you do something.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it, but because of the relationship you have, you're like, oh, they like this. Okay, I'll do that for them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a bad thing if you don't do it. And it's not a bad thing if you do it.
It depends
but
on
because
your
of the relationship, that's what I mean.
Sometimes
if it's a friend,
they might want you to.
That's what I mean.
They might want you to be like, oh, like, can you plan stuff sometimes?
If that's what your friends want, sometimes just do it because it's better for you to even be better in your friendship as well. So yeah.
So have you ever come across really bad friends or friends who didn't treat you very well?
Yes, I have, but there's not a lot of them. There's only two. Me, I have limited friends. Let me put it out there. I know a lot of people. For you guys that think I have a lot of friends, I'm not a savage. I don't hate anyone. I have limited friends, all right?
Okay.
But like, there's only two people I've come across, and for me to call you a friend, it takes a while. You know, there's some things I need to see in you and the way that we build and stuff like that before I call you a friend. And these two people I had this incident with, they were close to becoming like that friend that I can call brother when I need them and stuff like that. But there's some things that happen that to put it in like basically when if I was to call them, they gave me the feeling if I was to call them, if I needed them, they will not be there. You know, if I needed them, if I'm in trouble and I needed them, they will not be there for me. And also if I'm giving and giving and giving and I expect them to give back, they will not give back. Even though knowing that they have what I need, they will not do the same back to me. So with that in mind, I kind of push them from the close friend, from the brother zone to like the friend zone, you know, where we still talk and I still chill with them and all of that. But when people see them, they're like, oh, that's just a friend, but not close to me like a brother that I would. Because a brother, whenever I call, they will be there for me. So
and for me, I've definitely come across like situations like that. To be honest, like one thing about me is if you're, because like I said, my philosophy is treat everyone with kindness, right? So like if you act up and you like want to be rude or you don't want to treat me like how I know I deserve to be treated because of the fact that I know how I'm treating you, I just cut you off. I don't have time. Like I don't have time for energy and attitudes that like are, you know, like one-sided. So I've had situations where like I've heard of like people coming to tell me, oh, like this person was speaking about you behind your back, blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh, bet, yeah, that's the case. All right, no worries. So everybody talks about everybody behind everyone's back,
when I talk about people, I will say it right in front of them the way I'm talking.
100%.
If you can say that in front of them when they're sitting there with you not feeling anything, then that's fine.
Trying to understand my point.
Yeah.
Talking about people in like a negative way, whereby it's hurtful. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm very upfront. I'll say things right to you in your face. If I say it behind your back, I'm going to say it in your face. Why? Because I want you to know that you can trust me and I can trust you with certain information. But when you're talking about me, about stuff that are negative and you're not wanting to say in front of my face, what kind of friend are you? How can I be friends with someone like that, you know? So for me, when it's stuff like that, it's not hard, like, I'll be like, okay, if you're not serious about like this friendship, it's alright, like it's actually fine. I think as well, one thing about me growing up, being a twin, always having someone there, was always like, you don't want to be my friend? Bet I have my twin. I'm good.
My best friend
I'm
here.
good, Lisha, I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing about growing up as a twin. Yeah. Always having someone there, which I really appreciate, you know, as your first friend. And also your sisters there. Those are like your first friends.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
I was going to say with the talking behind people back then, for me, how I see a true friend, we're talking about it, I think that's where that came from. How I see a true friend is like someone that is like a sibling, like I always say. Me and my sibling will fight and we'll talk and all of that. They will tell me facts right in front of my face. I'll get angry. Yeah. But after a few days,
you're good.
We're good again. Because I know they love me. They're saying all of that out of love. Yeah. Even if they know it's going to hurt me, but they're saying it out of love to make me better. Yeah. You know, 100%. That's what I call a true friend. Yeah. But I don't like friends that sugarcoat things because they think how I feel. Yeah. You know, sometimes you got to hurt me as a friend. I'm not putting it out there for... You know, my real friend will know this. If I'm going through something, if I'm doing like, you know how some guys they do something behind their girl's back and stuff like that with their close friends. You know, if I'm doing that, my close friends will tell me, nah, bro. They see Harry like a sister, they love her as well. So they'll be like, nah, bro, you don't do that. You know, I don't like this. And I'll do the same for them, you know. And I don't care how they feel. I see their partners as a sister. I'll tell them, nah, don't do that. So that's kind of what a real friend is like. But if you can hold it in and sugarcoat things or go talk behind my back, you're not.
I feel like some people are so like, I guess, self-centered and worried about themselves. They don't really care about you like that. And that's why it's so important to create those layers of friendship. Like if these people are not like serious about you, or even you even see it, how they treat you, their aura, like their attitude towards you, you know, like, is this person really for me or against me? You know. So there's someone told me something one time. They said there are people who come into your life to add to your life. There are people who come into your life to subtract. And the people who come into your life to multiply. You know, some people are taking away from you. They're taking. You have to realize, okay, is this person actually wanting the best for me? It should be a give and take. You're giving, they're giving, so that your tank is not empty all the time, you know. And then there are people who are adding as well, and it's not like some people they're adding. You're not doing anything about it. It's like it's not every day they're adding. You have to also add, you know. And then the people who just come to bless and multiply. And I think we should aspire to be people who multiply and build each other up. So that actually goes into the next part that I want to talk about. So it's just the verse that I wanted to read out for us. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, that part says, you know, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. So if you're around people who are not, you know, influencing you in a positive way, just know your character is going to be contaminated. You know, discern, understand that not everybody you have to hang out with, not everybody you have to be around, because know that you're also receiving energies. You're receiving different thinking patterns and ways and attitudes of doing things. You know, and then the next one is in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 11. So therefore, encourage one another, build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. So obviously, like I was saying before, making sure that we, as friends, like we are actually people who build each other up and encourage one another. Because as a friend, you would want the same for yourself. You know, you would want to be able to have someone that is building and encouraging you. So we should be the same, you know. Want to add anything?
There's a verse as well. It's in it's John chapter 15, verse 15. It talks about Jesus saying, "I don't treat you like a servant, but I treat you like a friend, because all that I learned from my Father I've made known to you." So for me, with that, it shows that if I treat you as a friend, everything that I know within me, everything that I am, I make it known to you. You know, we are brothers. We treat each other the same. You know, the same way that he treats us. He doesn't treat us as a servant. I don't treat you far from me. I don't hide anything from you. We are exactly the same. So.
And then the last verse in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24, it says, you know, one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So sometimes, like we were talking about before, there are friends who they're not really doing much for you. You know, you might do a lot for them, and then when it comes time for them to do something for you, it's a different story. You know, and I think I was talking to Ben about this the other day, how sometimes it's just better to be a good friend, even if they're not treating you like how you desire for them to treat you. You being there like a sister or a brother. And I think I'll say to you as well, Hassan, that sometimes those categories as well, there are some friends that you're there for them, but you're not expecting anything back. Because you receive whatever else you need from the friendship from other people. So at the end of the day, understanding that you can still be there for people even if people aren't there for you. You know, because there's also another verse that talks about how what good is it being like good friends to your friends that are good to you. It's not really doing much, but sometimes being friends to your enemy is actually bringing out more fruit than you being just a good friend to, because your friend is being good friends to being a good friend to you. So that's pretty much most of everything we wanted to talk about. There's actually quite a lot we could have done.
There's a lot. Being a friend is that's just a little bit, but definitely there's a lot.
Revisit it again, maybe with other people as well.
With other people, definitely.
It'll be really interesting to hear. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something new today.
Definitely.
And that you'll be able to take away and use for yourself.
Guys, don't forget, I always say this, but subscribe, like this. Go and follow my Mrs. page as well. It's called How to How with Harriet on Instagram. It's really awesome. She posts some good stuff there. It's really good.
See you guys.